I thought I'd like get through before
All
I
right,
do all my
we
stuff.
will open back up roll call. Mr. Oglesby.
Here.
Ms. Reynolds. Ms. Flint. Here. Mr. Hardy.
Here.
Mr. Turner.
Here.
Ms. Jackson. Here. All right, I would like to give a quick update on two things that we are moving forward with. One is some additional water testing that we're gonna do. Now, we did this back in December, January, I think it was. I'm looking at Josh because I don't remember exactly when it was. But on these we're gonna include what we've asked to include. So back then we just did H2S. That was the only thing that we asked to test for. We have asked this time, and Josh has done the communication, but we asked for additional testing on VOCs, particulate matter, and arsenic compounds. So we are waiting. The last email we got, we were waiting. They were gonna send that to their sales department to get a quote on that. So if you guys are okay with that, I will say the 1 month sampling was $300 for just the H2S. We have not gotten a quote yet. So I have no idea. You have even a guesstimate on that?
You could shoot high under 300 per test and
300 per test.
it may be less.
But it may be less. So, I mean, we could do either. I would assume they're gonna get back with us this week, but that's an assumption. So if you would like to wait and bring that quote back to the next meeting, but that's still 2 weeks, or if you would like to give a threshold on that testing.
Who are we using?
Pace
Pace.
Analytical. Pace Analytical. KDHE labs can't do these tests.
So you're testing for 4 elements?
Correct. Yes.
So, should be $1,200.
If it's,
Yes, if it's like the first
if it's
one.
like the first one.
Could
So
be
I'm
less
gonna make a
because it's
motion that
packaged.
not to exceed $1,500 for the water sampling test.
All right, we have a motion by Lauren Harding to move forward with the additional water testing not to exceed $1,500.
Monthly?
Monthly.
No.
That was, yeah, that's for 1
How
month.
many times are we gonna test? Well, the first one, after the first test, within the next 2 weeks, we'll know the pricing.
See what the, yeah. and then
So
see what
I'm
the
saying
results
for a
are.
one-time
For one
test,
time, okay.
we go for the 1,500, then we can
Okay.
figure out what the total dollars
Okay.
is.
I'll second that.
We have a second by Bob Laturner. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, and then the second thing is, we've reached out to, we actually got, a recommendation from a third party, engineering firm, one that we've not worked with, about doing 3 things that we've talked to them just through email, and actually it was just today that I think he was actually listed as a VP of their company. He's out of town this week, so he literally just called me like at 6:04, called me back. But what we have asked is for core drilling to be done, to see what's actually underneath, to test for gas and particulate sampling, and then to provide an action plan after all of that is done. Again, what this gentleman said was he would like to have an introductory meeting. And again, he said he's traveling this week, but he said he would have some of his team get with us. So any more than that, I have no idea. I don't know what that looks like. Again, and he just called me. I think he might have left a message. But I don't know if the introductory meeting is even an expense. I don't know any more than that. But is that something you would like to move forward with? I think that's, personally, I think it's a good way to go, to maybe get some answers.
Mr. Wright, is this a part of where it's Jordan's responsibility to do this, or?
So I really can't answer that question without being in an executive session, because I think that would be providing advice that pertains to litigation. And I'm happy to, we could do a really quick executive session to answer that question.
He's gonna send people in to meet with us?
Or call. I don't know if they would come here or call, but yes, have an introductory meeting.
I'd like to wait and see how that went before we
So-
start making any decisions.
Okay, so have the introductory conversation, and
Yeah.
I'll probably call this guy back tomorrow, probably not tonight, because it's his evening too.
Sure.
So at least we'll move forward with contact and hopefully setting up an introductory meeting. That good? Okay. All right, department heads, let's start with Josh.
Just a couple updates. We have the plants and banners that you approved last meeting hung up, and the mosquito fogging has started. So They're kind of following trash routes they did Monday and Tuesday today. That's it.
Great. There you go. Steve?
229 calls, that's up about 14% from last year. I know Galena Day starts Thursday through Saturday, so I wanna commend Josh and his guys for giving us a hand on getting a lot of stuff done, before that. I don't know if you saw, but I think Michelle posted in the paper, the four-way stop, or that, what was the four-way stop out south of town, it was the two-way stop. We're supposed to tonight, but I don't think Corey did it, it didn't happen tonight, but so probably tomorrow we'll go back to four-way again at the 26th junction, so I give it the pile of calls up there again.
Yeah.
And then our new combi tool that, we got most of that, 17,002 donations will be here, into this month, so just FYI.
Thank you. Police Department?
We started on the remodel project that you all approved at the last council meeting and hope to have it done by the end of the week, so we're already making a lot of difference over there. Calls for service May 18th through June 1st, 98 calls for service, 23 reports taken, 3 DUI arrests were made, 1 drug case was made, and that's all.
Thank you. City Clerk?
We went live with the new software for finance and payroll Friday. Finance looks pretty good. We're still running numbers to make sure everything's transferred correctly. Payroll, we are starting our first payroll tomorrow, so we'll see how well that works. Seems like it's going well though. The other thing I have is the Big Bang event at the end of the month.
What's the date of that?
The last Saturday of the month, whatever day that is.
25th.
25th.
Same time as Pittsburgh's dog track one.
Is it really? We always do the Saturday, the last Saturday of the month.
27.
27?
27, yeah. All right, so she's requesting $1,500 for firework donations for the 8th annual Big Bang Bash.
Did you say 2,500 or 15?
15.
15. I don't know if I said 25, but I meant 15.
Second, Nancy.
We have a motion by Nancy Flint and a second by Jamie Jackson. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
And the next thing, it is time to renew the employee medical and dental. I have printouts for all the renewal from Blue Cross Blue Shield. If you guys wanna take those home and review them, we can bring them back up at the next meeting.
Always happy with what we have now.
Yes.
That's what we have now.
Yes, that is what we have, that is the renewal. Did everybody get one?
Yeah.
Yeah, so take these home, look them over. If you have questions, call, you can talk to department heads. I will say we met with Blake that's the representative from Ryan's Insurance, and he said, so he's the one that like shops out for other insurance. He doesn't represent one insurance. But he said this is the best plan he's ever seen. He said plans don't come like this anymore. Those were his exact words. So he did say this is a very good plan. So something to think about.
It went down 7.5% this year.
Correct.
So
Premium.
surprising.
Last year.
6%.
And this has got all the grandfather clauses.
Yeah,
and stuff.
that is the grandfather clause.
All right, Galena Nursing Center, is planning to do a fireworks show on June 25th, so that's.
That's what I got
Yeah,
this one.
June 25th. That's on, the Thursday. They've done this for many years, I don't know how long. But they're just basically requesting for the fireworks to be able to be done. I know that's, a little bit before our firework week actually starts. So that's what they're requesting, is just to be able to have their show up there at the, and did they, should put a time? I know that, they always do it at dark. They do other things, they do food and stuff, but they take a fire truck out, yeah. So dark, I would say probably roughly 9 o'clock probably, but something like that. Anybody would like to?
Yeah, make a motion, they can put off fireworks on 25th.
We have a motion by Lauren Harding to approve the Galena Nursing Home Fireworks Show on the 25th, a second by Nancy Flint. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Mr. Cantrell?
If you don't mind.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
So, I just wanted to let everybody know that out here in the hallway, there is copies of the Citizens Guide to Open Government. This is published by the Attorney General, and it's a pretty good, summary of the Kansas Open Meetings Act. I just wanted, there's a little Q&A in here, and I just thought it might be helpful. I think there's some confusion about, exactly what the city's, responsibilities are. So I'm gonna read just a couple of the Q&A from the Attorney General's office. What does open mean in the coma? It means that the meeting must be conducted in a way that the public may observe or listen to the proceedings. Does a public body or agency have to let members of the audience speak at a meeting? No, the coma does not require that the public be allowed to speak. Some other law may require a public hearing with opportunity to speak. That issue on the Attorney General's website.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Cantrell.
Okay, well, we got that out of the way, didn't we? Y'all just talked about the water testing a minute ago. On their sampling, from what you're entertaining the charges for, how many samples does that include when they come out, and just where are they gonna be sampling at? Do you know?
We'll do like we did last time. We did two samples at 2 different locations.
Last time we did the raw water, so where it comes out of the well before it's chlorinated, and we also did a sample of groundwater that was standing water in the drainage ditch on the east side, kind of that wraps around the north side of the landfill, trying to catch the runoff.
Okay, so it's potable water and
Runoff
water,
stormwater, where it
both,
is. Yeah.
okay. Is the city and Jordan Disposal communicating on any of these things at all? Are you being able to communicate with Jordan at all?
So we just, through our attorneys, that's how.
Through your attorneys?
Yeah.
Okay.
I communicate with Jordan Disposal's lawyers.
Yeah.
Last time I spoke, it was pointed out to me that the audit of the landfill tipping, if you will, it looks what it looks like, landfill account, as far as the closure count, had been gone through. There's some numbers there. Quite frankly, I don't know if what's posted online is, you got a lot of dates and things missing or what. Either way, do you have the backup for when you went through that audit? Are the backup documents available now?
What backup documents?
That answers my question. Okay.
What do you mean?
But, well, say you had to get their number from somewhere, it didn't just come out of the air, I wouldn't think. You put a whole lot of numbers on that entire spreadsheet, so
Yeah,
they
it's
had to
on-
come from somewhere,
It's
right?
on paper in the office.
Okay, so you do have the backup for it, okay. Good deal, I can request that. Have anybody, any one of the council submitted any resignation letters to you?
To me personally,
Have you drafted one?
I have not.
I've heard many times here that you folks all volunteer your time. From what I can see, what are you getting out of this big serving on this council? What does it do for you?
Is that a rhetorical question or?
Well, I mean, literally, it's a literal question. I mean, what do you get out of it? What do you see the benefit from serving on the council?
I honestly try to take myself out of the equation.
Well, I think by now you're aware that several people have lost trust. Not in any individual per se. There can be some, but as a body of the whole body, people have lost confidence in it. What are you looking to do, or do you have a plan to start restoring some of that confidence?
I mean, I personally have no written plan, but I try and go out and make relations with the community members and devote my time where and when I can, and, at the end of the day, I just pray to God that I'm doing the right thing.
Well, interacting with constituents is a big thing. I've heard from more than one, and I happen to be in that pool too, of people who have tried to reach out to interact with you all as being our representatives, and basically get no response at all. People that are in my particular boat that have, it's people that, you're not combative with, it's just people who have reached out and wanted to talk to you about different things, and from what I'm being told, they're getting no response at all. That's certainly not a way to rebuild trust with anybody. And I mean, if you do stay in your seats, which I'm going to promote that you don't. But if you do, I strongly urge you to interact with constituents. When someone reaches out to you, actually give them a call back, see what they got going on. They might have a hell of a good plan for developing things in the city. I personally had plans to develop several duplexes and several different properties. Hell, I ain't even gonna finish my own. I mean, at this point, why? It'd just be wasting, good money after bad at this point. But there's still people who have high hopes that the city's going to go ahead and continue on and succeed. And so if you don't want to talk to me, that's one thing, but for God's sake, the other people that have absolutely had no confrontations whatsoever, reach out to them, because there's some people who's got some pretty good plans. They have some great knowledge. They can help the city in many, many ways, but definitely from the development side. And not that I'm a big fan of getting more population. However, just the reality of it is, if the city's gonna stay afloat, there's gonna have to be constant development, constant residential, and hopefully industrial, and maybe even manufacturing. There's opportunities out there, but when people reach out to you, if you don't get back to them, they're gonna walk away.
5 minutes.
Yep. They can do the clock working, so I got it. Time's up.
Time's
We're
up?
out of 5 minutes. We didn't get the clock to work. Sorry.
Oh, you couldn't get to work?
I get them off.
Well,
We'll try.
I don't know. I know that there was some interaction in question back and forth, so, when did the city find out that Jordan?
Try to give her one more minute, because I was answering, so. And I want you to use your time, so you got another minute, so.
And I appreciate that. And so my final question, or final deal for here tonight, when did the city find out that Jordan Disposal got sued being represented by the citizens, basically, on the citizens' behalf?
I don't know, have a date for that. I mean, we weren't served ourselves.
Right, it's against Jordan.
Yeah, so, I mean.
But it is a major business in the city.
Maybe,
Okay.
but I don't.
By last meeting, you knew?
By last meeting?
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay. Good enough.
Thank you, Mr. Cantrell. Chad, do you have the time going?
Yep.
Okay, I'm glad. Forgot about that. Scott Day.
Hi, how
Hello.
are you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
I am good. I've got an alternate health insurance proposal to show. And I think I got it.
This is different than what we had.
Yeah, different.
I don't even.
Thank you.
Okay, 5 minutes is not a lot of time to talk about health insurance, so I'm gonna focus most of my time on this sheet here. And the reason I'm doing that is that's where I do the side-by-side comparisons to your current health plan, your current rates, your renewal rates, which by the way did go down 7.5%, and that's always great news. Normally, I would give it up and say, take your 7.5%. But I do have some quotes that are well under that. I'm just gonna say it that way. It's well under what your current rates are. And I highlight, you'll see a lot of gold up here, and I'm not gonna spend a lot of time. This is the plan highlights, and I highlight the plan best, okay? And you do have a very good plan. It's a $500 deductible with $1,000 of co-insurance. $1,500 is your out-of-pocket maximum. I'm bringing the same type of plan. It's from Angle Health, and it's managed through the Cigna network. So it's a Cigna plan. We'd be using Cigna network. That's a nationwide PPO. I only do nationwide PPOs. And the plans are very similar as far as the main structure. $500 deductible, $1,500 out of pocket. There's some differences, good for your plan, good for the plan I'm showing. One is the doctor visit co-pays is only a $10 copay. And annual only has a $30. So that's a give and a take. I'm gonna just jump in, I just want to get to the figures. They do therapy covered. It's a physical therapy, speech therapy, stuff like that. Nobody does that. Doesn't do it. It's always subject to your deductible. So that is an added benefit. And they have virtual visits, so people don't. You're dropping from $1 a month, you're going to drop to 22 or 7.5% decrease. The Angle Health is coming in at 17,000. That's significant numbers. And that's why I'm here, to show you an alternate. Down below, I break it out by month. That's your cost and the employee's cost. Okay? All your employees are currently. That's it. Scenario is getting back. You're paying a lot less employee rates. Now, I see plans to figure out how can we contribute to families and the dependents and all. That I'm able to illustrate if the employees are interested in looking at a city contribution. And so that middle column is just keeping everything as is. It's just to Angle Health with city. The fourth column, I illustrate continue to pay 100% of the employees, but making a 25% contribution towards dependents. And the fifth column, I mean, I still had tons of savings doing that. So I took it a step further. That last column is a 50% contribution to dependents. Okay? So that's what I'm trying to illustrate, and you'll see the monthly costs. I mean, what I had to do, I had no idea how many families you might have, stuff like that. So I just took 10 off. I'm illustrating 18 single employees, and then I put 3 as having spouse. I put 3 as having employee with children, and then I put 4 full families on there. You might be more, you might be less. I don't know graphics, I didn't know any of that. So I just did it by 18, 3, 3, and 4. And you'll see, even at the 50% contribution, I mean, we're coming in, your contribution, even paying more towards dependents, is coming in at $21,698. I'm way down here, sorry. $21,698 if you paying 50% towards dependents. That's still under the Blue Cross. And that's why I'm here, is just to show you there is possibly a way. If you ever wanted to get more families on the health plan, or if you ever wanted to consider contributing towards these rates are good. Now, they're underwritten rates. They're underwritten on the 28 employees I sent in. So if we start getting families on here, the rates are gonna be re-underwritten. So what I would do is test the water, see who would put families on, dependents, and give me that roster, and I'll send it in to be underwritten with all the additional dependents on there.
This angle, I never heard of angle. Is this a?
Kansas, they're big on the east and west coast, and I put a little bit of information in there. They've got some big Bloomberg backs them. I mean, they're a big.
How do they work in a small rural?
They are a TPA basically, and they manage the plans that are quoted, but everything is, the health benefits, everything's approved by Cigna. So we use Cigna Network, and so if an employee says, hey, my surgery's not being approved, it's not angle, I'll need to get a hold of Cigna and find out what's going on. But I've placed, they're new to me in just the last year. I've got 2 groups with them, and I have another city with them. I just installed another city with them back in April. And I've also found, there are cases I found a path in Kansas. And I think it's because every group I've quoted, they've been hands down, they're under, and it's not hard these days to be under Blue Cross. I mean, your grandfather plan is one of the miracles. I mean, it is. I mean, that grandfather plan is a miracle, because most grandfather plans are going that way. And so that's something to consider too. I mean, I'm a do no harm guy, but if I can see a way to add contribution to the dependents, I'm always looking at it. If I've got another city just like you that pays 100% and 0 towards dependent. I'm always trying to find that way to get, but yes ma'am.
Well, I was thinking, so since we all have both of these, we can take these and do
Yes.
some diving into them and looking at them, and your
Yes.
information is on the front page here, it looks like, so
Yes, and I put
everybody can do
the,
their due diligence and look both of these or ask questions, you know, whatever.
I put the plan design I'm quoting. That's the next page.
Okay.
I put information about Angle and some of their backers, Bloomberg. With this group, that's how they do their claims and stuff like that. I've listed information about me, typical services that I provide. And then I've also listed, just as a list of references, a bunch of my governments that I have.
Yeah.
Okay? So if you ever want to call them to check me out, I mean, please.
Is this self-funded?
Yes, it's called a level funded plan. And so level funded is a little different than self-funded. The self-funded plans come in with like a $25,000 stop loss.
Right.
That's not this. Level funded means you just pay your premiums as there are every month. If we have a big, huge claim right off the in the very beginning, on a self-funded plan, you'd have to pay that $25,000. On this, is pay our monthly premiums, and what they're banking on is we're going to catch up in the following months. If they don't catch up, what happens on level funded plans is, if they lost their rear to this group, we would see a 50% rate increase the next year.
Right.
Something like that.
Okay.
Do your department heads have a lot of families that want insurance?
Chad does.
Police department more than anybody, yeah.
Did you give us a reference of somebody else in Kansas that's using
Yeah,
this
they're on the
plan?
back page here.
But that
And
was-
Well, those are my
His references.
personal,
Oh, that's your personal. Oh, okay.
I've got two groups on them, and one is a city about your size, and they just started in April. So I don't have enough,
And the thing about it is.
I don't wanna give them out as a reference, cause they're brand new to it. I
They
mean,
say it's new to Kansas, but a lot of our people go to Missouri where Blue Cross Blue Shield is very good over there.
and I think Angel's been pretty big in the Kansas City metro, cause that's the office that called me, that recruited me into doing this in the first place. So I think they're bigger, cause when I first came on a year ago, I asked, I said, do you have anybody in Kansas and Topeka? And the answer was no. I mean, but I'm finding them. I mean, I was happy to find that school district, cause they have 60, 70 employees that was on Angle. It's not my group, or I'd refer them, but I found them because I was going to the hospitals explaining how the Angle was gonna, with Cigna Network, and the hospital told me that there was a couple other groups that was out there, but
Do you have any examples of somebody that's come from a grandfathered plan to this and are happy with it? No.
Okay.
I do not.
We'll do our researching and we'll have your contacts, so we'll look at it.
That sounds great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Peyton Kessler.
Hello, I'm the Health Department Administrator from Cherokee County Health Department. I'm also the Health Officer for Cherokee County as well. And so I come here tonight just because I want to talk to you guys, because I'm sure there's probably quite a few people in this room that can probably vouch for this, but the concerns of the public's health and safety is always at the utmost top of what I feel is important in our county, and I take that job very seriously. And so with that said, I've met with several people and we've discussed different things, and from all sides of this issue, not just one side. I mean, I'm trying to take it all in and trying to understand where everybody's coming from and what everybody needs. And that's my ultimate goal, is to find out what everybody needs. And so with that said, I would like to say that several of you I have tried to reach out to talk to try to figure out what we can do to try to help remedy some of the situation. I know that this situation is not a quick and easy situation to remedy, and that there are a lot of things, but I think going forward, you mentioned a few things tonight that were excellent that I have suggested, and I'm very proud that you've taken those steps, and I commend you, and I hope that you continue to take more steps, and that's with additional testing. I don't feel that hydrogen sulfide is your number one concern at this time. I feel that there might be other things at that time, and I think that it would you should peruse the ability to look into some of those and see what that may not be anything, but there might be something, and just to kind of. And with that said, I want to offer that ability to help you guys out in any way that I possibly can. So if you have any questions or have any concerns, I would totally just reach out to me to try to talk to me and try to find some of those different resources. I spent the day today on the phone. I did talk to different people. I want you to know I was on the phone with KDHE, so I do talk to them quite regularly. Most of the time I don't talk to the environment side, I talk to the health side, so it's a little bit different. And I even spoke with Mads today too. So I had questions because I've never smoked with that person before. So I've never heard that. So I've gathered from all different sides and I've kind of taken that into consideration. One thing though that we do have a concern for that we would like to ask, and I take this pretty seriously too. We have a meeting that we have once a month, and it's called the Local Emergency Planning Committee. And in that, we have individuals that come together from all over the county that meet to discuss if there is an emergency within our county, what do we need to do? We have nothing from you guys in consideration for the landfill, unfortunately. That is disappointing to me. So I have reached out to local emergency management to try to figure out what that is and to see what kind of plans that there are and what we can have. Because to be quite frank with you, it's very hard for me to do my job if some of you on the line get hurt in that fire. And if I remember correctly, after the fire happened, that was one of the concerns that I had was, what did you tell your firemen? Because you see, my dad was fire chief and he was fireman for 40 years. So that was my very first concern, was the fireman that was breathing there. I said, do they have Scott Air Pack or whatever you guys use now? That was back in my dad's time, but just to make sure that you guys had that for different things. And so I think with that said, if anything were to happen, number one, we need to know what's in there. Because if somebody gets hurt, you send somebody to the emergency room, we can't treat them if we don't know what's going on. And that's the difference between somebody living and dying. And I don't mean that to sound harsh. I don't mean that to sound terrible. That's the reality. So if your loved one goes to the emergency room and we don't know what's in there, and you've only tested for hydrogen sulfide, and that's not what it is, it's not gonna do any good, those results. So I'm really, really sorry, but that is something that I feel like I need to bring up and voice my opinion on. So I would love for you guys from this community to come to our LEPC and to try to be there and to try to work with us, because we would really love to develop a plan. We don't care about anything behind the scenes or anything like that. We just want to make things best and what's safe for the city. And I've reached out to some people, and I've texted some people, and Mr. Wright, I've texted you, I've reached out to you, and I haven't.
I'm sorry, I haven't received a text from you. Maybe we should connect, make sure you get the right number.
Maybe so, that would be
Yep.
great, because I want to make sure that I do have the right number, because there was no response, and so I really wanted to speak with you. And I say this because I'm reaching out to you, because I wholeheartedly want to try to help you guys.
Well, please catch me after the meeting. I'll make sure you got the right number, please.
We will.
When does your local emergency planning committee meet?
It's tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. So it's once a month, and it's the first Tuesday of the month. Typically, local representatives from each one of the city municipalities come. So a lot of times we may have the mayor, we may have the city manager, a lot of times we have fire, police, just different individuals that come that want to talk about that, and then they give us the new, like what's going on in their area. We also have businesses, so we invite places like Jordan Disposal to come and to talk about what they have that might potentially be something that we might need to respond to. One of our best supporters that comes to give us ideas, because they want to make sure the patrons within this county are protected, is the Southern Star Pipeline. I mean, I don't know if you guys know or not, there's a huge pipeline that goes across Cherokee County. And if you don't know, it's big. And
Where do you meet at?
We meet at the Sheriff's Department at 9 o'clock. So with that said, that's just some of the things that I just kind of wanted to bring up and just reach out to you guys and extend that offer, and just know that I hope I'm a resource. I mean, at the county level, I'm not at the state level, and I'm not at the city level. And I also share because I am a city council member, in Oswego as well. So I can kind of relate to some of the things that you guys go through. But I hope that you would use those resources that you have. Maybe I can help continue that on. So,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
So I just wanted to suggest that we can't all show up at the meeting.
Yeah,
Right.
Because it's a public meeting under coma. And so I think probably the most appropriate way to handle that would be for the city to designate somebody to go to that meeting and then be able to report back. So,
Would anyone like to go? I was thinking the same thing.
I'm free tomorrow. Well, I'm free every day now.
Well, we heard that. So Lauren, are you,
Yes, I'll be there
Okay.
tomorrow.
Great.
so you should be expecting Lauren.
We're a really cool bunch. I mean, we really
Lauren's
are.
gonna cramp your
We're
style
fun.
though.
Great.
All right, thanks Lauren.
Huh? Yeah.
Oh, pretty good.
All right, James Ferguson.
I've been online last week. There's a few things I found pretty concerning. This one, technically a resident. I own property here, I operate businesses here, and I care deeply about the future of this city. I have relationships like most people out here with almost everybody on this council, with the school, church. Miss Nancy's my neighbor. So it's not really a political, or it's more of a personal thing to me. And while my life is not directly affected by the landfill, I live on 24th Street, I can't smell it from my house, I have no issues that some of the people behind me are probably facing. I do currently have about $6 million in projects in Galena that I have on hold because I'm in the real estate business, and this situation has ruined that. Like I don't know if there's houses come up for sale every day, none are getting sold. It's a pretty rough. There's a 25 home development on hold, the mini storage complex, event center, it's stopped. And the reason is pretty simple, it's just uncertainty. Investors, future residents, they want confidence in their community, confidence in their council and where they choose to invest. And right now, because of the landfill situation and the way that it's been communicated, that confidence is being challenged. What really concerned me last week the most was not just the landfill itself, but it was the tone and the communication and the apparent lack of urgency surrounding an issue affecting residents, property owners, businesses, and the reputation of our city. Mr. Wright, I found your tone and advice you gave to your council members last meeting quite unacceptable. In fact, I signed a petition this week seeking your removal, something that's really out of character for me. I don't buy into recalls and petitions and things like that. I've spoken to several people that I trust in this city, and they have assured me you were one of the best attorneys that we've ever had. Keep in mind, one was Kevin Kerr, so take that for what it's worth. I am willing to reconsider my initial impression, but first I would respectfully ask that you reconsider how you speak to the concerned citizens of Galena. These are people worried about their health, their homes, their property values, families, and their future, and they deserve respect and empathy. They don't get to drive back home to Kansas City every night. This is where they live. One final concern from the last meeting was this is totally different from the landfill, was the property issue. As a developer, I would like the opportunity to buy land. That's not been afforded to us, and it was afforded to a local official and a former local official. While I'm not an attorney here to argue whether it's legal or illegal, I simply just don't feel that that is right. So I would ask the council to consider adopting a policy requiring all city-owned property to be publicly advertised and offered through an open bidding process before being sold. Transparency builds trust. Galena has a tremendous potential, but potential alone does not create growth. Confidence does. I want to continue investing in Galena, creating jobs in Galena, and building in Galena. But that requires confidence that issues that facing this community are being addressed with urgency, transparency, and commitment to solutions. And if the city's not interested in voting on that, I have a formal offer for $3,001 per acre for every piece of property that the city has.
Right on. All right, Mr. Nolan.
Well, we're supposed to do a lot of changes. What Peyton touched on is something we've been asking since December. And for an emergency evacuation thing and safety protocol, so I hope you guys will take that real seriously. And I'm just gonna say that I hope you guys will send more than just Lauren. No disrespect to Lauren whatsoever, but, you know, Josh probably can get mad at me, but I think Josh, if he can do it, ought to go to that with his knowledge and.
I've been to those meetings and I get their agendas and their minutes every week, or every month.
So, but just, anyway, I wanted to say that, and that, one question is, are we currently in the city, any litigation whatsoever with Jordan LLC? I'm asking if we have any current litigation with them.
Not active. Within group.
So there is no litigation with Jordan at this time between the city of Galena.
Not
Jordan
anything
LLC.
filed, yes, correct.
Okay. Yeah, anyway, that last meeting was horrid, you know, that was terrible, the way the people were treated. Are the people always correct? No, but there's a lot of frustration, and that comes from all directions, but, anyway, I'm not gonna get up here and beat everybody up tonight. I've heard some comments about different departments, different things, but, so, I will take the opportunity to maybe just say something decent, good, whatever, but, you know, Josh has done tremendous in the time that he's been here as superintendent. Some people may try to say something different, but come out with your proof on it, you know, show us where Josh hasn't done the right thing or done what's good, and that's what we need, is people that are gonna do what's best for the people, for the citizens. You know, make your decisions, your votes based on what would the people say if it went to the ballot. You know, and that's really, in my opinion, a big part of your job. If you know things that the people don't know, well, then you're gonna vote different, but let them know that, you know. And our fire department is by far one of the best fire departments that I've ever seen anywhere, and especially for our size. But, you know, so we've got a lot of positives, is what I'm trying to get at. Police department's improved a lot, but, you know, Tracy's done good since she's been here. Things have improved a lot. But, anyway, let's just try and get back on a board where it's, you know, not the administration against the people, you know, because we're all the city, and we're all gonna pay in the end for whatever happens or benefit what happens. So, anyway, that's about what I wanted to say tonight, and I like what James had to say, and I like what Peyton had to say, so I'll leave it at that. Thanks.
Thank you. Will Steckenberg.
Hey guys, I just wanted to talk again about the landfill fires and the testing that we're not receiving here. Just wanted to know if there's any kind of plans still coming forward to expand the testing beyond just H2S gas. With everything going on, it's called for, as you've heard even by the health department and other people, that you can go online and look. This kind of fire requires different kind of testing. If you go and do research on landfill, even according to the EPA, as I said last city meeting, the EPA says that this kind of a fire requires different types of testing. In previous meetings, you talked about testing in different spot locations for H2S gas, which I'm still for that, but we also need to test for other types of gas. In the previous meetings, you guys bought or rented the detector and it got stolen. So once again, I just wanted to know if there was a plan to go back to that plan, or if we were gonna rent another unit, or if there was one on the way to take place of that, and we were gonna follow up with that testing. Obviously, I think it's important because it's affecting me and my family and my neighbors, and that's basically really what I wanted to ask about, is the testing plans, and if we're gonna be expanding on that and making it better.
Well, we still have the stationary monitor that's there and do our handheld. We've not discussed anything about doing an additional to replace the one.
Right.
So there's been no discussion on that. But I did mention, what I mentioned at the beginning was this third-party engineering firm that we've requested. Now, we've not had an introductory meeting, but what we've asked for is, where did I list? We've asked for testing on other gases and particulate sampling outside of just H2S. So that's what we've requested. You know, again, we haven't had our introductory meetings, so I don't know anything of what that looks like.
Oh, I fully support that. I really think we should have done that a long time ago. I'd love to get those guys in here and see what their opinion is and get some testing. But as a day-to-day basis, as this situation changes and these gases come back and forth and come and hit the city, I even saw that it was back on fire, several days ago. We saw new spots with smoke coming up out there. We could see it physically just driving by. But getting some more testing seemed like it would be appropriate for this situation, for the health, for our health, for the citizens, for everybody in this community. So I just hope I would ask you guys to please look at that again. I feel that some of the council members that are here on this council are not trying to work for the people. I feel that they're either doing nothing. I don't want to say they're working against us, but I talked to Lauren last week, first time, and he's like, I don't smell it. I mean, that's his attitude about it. I really feel like that. I'm going to try to, I'd like to see Lauren step down. There's a lot of you I'd like to see step down because you're not actually here to help us. Your job is to help this city. And last week's meeting was just, I've never seen anything like it. It was a disaster. My kids have never been to a city council meeting, and they came with me, and they thought, they saw that and were like, what in the world was that? I've never seen a meeting like that. It was very much a disappointment. And if you're not going to help this city, guys, I ask that you step down. Anyway, thank you guys. I appreciate it. I hope you will look into some proper testing for our health. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
could I comment again real quick, please?
We're gonna go to our clipboard first. All right. Angie moves.
Well, I'm just gonna lead on with what Will's saying. I had noticed the fire and stuff too last week. I had some questions about why our fire department isn't more involved with this. I don't know if this is the right place to ask that question, or if the fire chief would like to meet privately to tell
No, I
me
don't
the
think that's a
reason.
problem. What we agreed to when the last meeting that I had when it was here with Mads was if they had a water issue because it was excavating, putting water on is what they're gonna have to do.
Mhm.
If they had an issue with getting water to that, all you have to do is call. We could go up there tonight, put 100,000 gallons of water on there, and it may not get where it needs to go.
Okay.
So what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, is when they excavate, they're actually putting water on that. And they have had adequate water source to get that done.
Okay, has anything been said to how deep this is yet?
I don't know that answer.
I don't know that answer. I don't know if they know. That's what I don't, yes, I don't know.
Will this new engineer company that you're getting, will they be able to tell us those things?
I'm hoping, but again, we haven't had a meeting with them yet to know exactly what that looks like, so. In my mind, that's what that core drilling would do, but again, I don't know, there's been no meeting about that to know exactly what that looks like.
Okay, well, I just wanna say, like Will did, that this fire that's burning, there are so many different things that could be chemically wise going into the air, and we're breathing that. And yes, some of us don't have that much longer on this world, but breathing in these toxic fumes is just tearing our children down as well. I'd really like to see some more answers. Thank you.
Thank you. Paul, did you have one more comment?
Yeah, thank you. So, I did want to ask about the monitoring. We brought this up at least 2 other times, and I believe 3, but monitors are going dead constantly. I think in the last roughly week, it's been down, not constant, but for a total of 3 days in the last 7, if you added the hours up. That's what I'm going off of by memory here, but, and the amount of time that it's been down in May has just been, I don't know, I can't understand why there would ever be a downtime. We've got 2 batteries, not just 1. We've got somebody we're paying to take care of this issue, and it's not being taken care of. When the monitors are going down for, from what, 4 o'clock Saturday, 4:30 Saturday morning until, I don't know what time this morning. All that time there was no testing going on up there. But, we've got the equipment to keep it going, and if we don't, then let's go to Harbor Freight and buy a solar panel for $100 or whatever. Make sure those monitors are staying up and running. We're paying a monthly fee for those. All them days are down, we're paying for nothing basically. But, again, we brought this up in the past and asked about it, and, there's been nothing done on that level either, in my opinion. I know, again, there's somebody else that we're paying to take care of that. Let's either get them up to par and make them start taking care of it, and if that's not part of their contract, then let's get that handled. But for these monitors to go dead is just, why even have them then? And, cause that's one of the big things we've asked for, is the 24-hour sampling and anyway, I wanted to bring that up, so, yeah, hopefully we can get that taken care of.
Yeah, I made a note to ask about it, about what's going on with the battery.
I got one more.
What?
We're battling those power stations.
Right.
I got just one more question. Follow up on the previous one. Said the city's not in active litigation. Has the city received notice of intent?
Are you saying from Jordan?
Yeah.
No.
Or from any other entity?
Well, we've got you, we're in active litigation with you.
Okay, from me,
Yes.
but have
Yes,
you?
so we are in active litigation with you concerning all of these things,
Right.
but that's the only one that we have active litigation on.
So there's no notice of intent either, nothing filed nor notice.
And I believe we have maybe a notice from Mr. Walker too.
Yeah, he got one from me.
Yeah,
Okay, no notice of intent from Jordan, so there's, hopefully y'all can talk at some point.
I hope so, yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'm not actually that sick, I just got a heart attack in 2 weeks.
Well, we got, I know, but she asked me if I'd let him talk. Dave, can you come up, please?
I hoped I would not have to be here to ask for an extension, but with all the rain, I can't get my RV off without rutting up my nephew's property and then having to pay for repairing it. And where we're moving to, I can't get my contractor in there to get rock because his equipment is sinking in up to its axles. So if you could give us another month, I'm hoping I can be out of your hair and you won't have to listen to me anymore.
Do we need a motion for that? I make a motion, we give Mr. Colley another month.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Jackson, seconded by Ms. Flint, that we give the Tullys another month to get the trailer moved. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you, appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you.
Anybody like to go home?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made by Lauren, seconded by Jamie, that we adjourn. All those in favor? Are there any opposed?